This is a story of how South Africa gained their independence and how it led to apartheid instead of partial freedom, unlike other African countries. South Africa was once home to powerful African kingdoms long before Europeans arrived. The Zulu, Xhosa, and other communities controlled their lands, traded, farmed, and built strong society. Then, in 1652, everything changed. Dutch settlers arrived in the Cape of Good Hope, claiming they only wanted to stop ships from traveling to Asia, but the settlers kept expanding, taking more African land and pushing communities away from fertile areas. Then these settlers later became known as the Boers of Afrikaners. Then came the British. In the early 1800s, British took control of the parts of South Africa, leading to bloody conflict between the British, the Boers, and the African kingdoms fighting to protect their lands. But the real turning point came when gold and diamonds were discovered. Suddenly, South Africa became one of the richest African territories in the world. White-controlled companies wanted cheap black labor, and racist laws became stronger. Black South Africans were forced into low-paying jobs while losing more lands and rights. Then in 1910, South Africa gained independence from Britain. But there was one major problem. The black majority still had almost no real power. The main reason why many white settlers didn't leave South Africa immediately after independence was because many white settlers had lived there for generations. Since the early 1600s, they were descendants from the Dutch, which were also known as the Boers of Afrikaners. So when colonization started in the early 1800s and left in 1910, the Dutch remained in Africa because many whites were already born in South Africa. They owned farms, mines, businesses, and cities there, and they saw South Africa as a permanent home, not a temporary colony. The white minority took over the government. The country was now being controlled mainly by the white minority. And in 1948, the National Party officially introduced apartheid, a system designed to separate race and keep white minority rule in place. From that moment, South Africa became one of the most racially divided countries in modern history. Please like, follow, and share. I will continue the story in the next video.